All right, what's up, guys? As is usual and tradition here on the stream / YouTube, because I'm actually recording this live on the stream, so say hello, chat, to YouTube and potentially your future selves. The Dreams and Nightmare case has been released, and therefore I'm going to react to it. I've not seen any of these skins before. I've made absolute sure that this is my first reactions. I do need to put a bit of a caveat, though, and an asterisk next to this, that I have been told by a fair few people, because I'm doing this about a day after the release, that this case is disappointing. So my expectations are kind of low for this case, to be honest, and therefore maybe it'll pleasantly surprise me. Then again, I do have quite a lot of differing opinions on a lot of skins to other people, so maybe I'll end up actually liking this case. But without further ado, let's have a look. So the first skin is the 5/7 scroll. Again, we'll kind of base this also off the rarity of the skin, because it's going to be a lower price, and therefore I won't be as harsh judging these as I would be the red ones. I think this is serviceable. I think it's alright. Like, it's a bit messy. There's a lot going on. It doesn't seem like there's that much missing paint, which is always a good thing. The 5/7 typically has quite a lot of missing paint around here. So, in that respect, I think for like a budget, cheapish, like blue, this isn't too bad. I think it's okay. It's alright. What are you thinking, chat? I think it's passable, serviceable. I don't really necessarily like the art too much, but I definitely wouldn't say it's garbage. It's fine. Labby just comes in, shite. Zero chill, shite. Right, second skin, the Ensnared. I quite like this, actually, you know. The problem this runs into is that the Mac 10 has quite a lot of good skins for it. It's got that disco skin. It's got a, to be honest, it's probably got 5 or 6 skins that are very good for the Mac 10 that I would use. But I think this is actually pretty cool. I like the engraved feel. I like the art on it and the color scheme. It looks clean, which is nice on the Mac 10, because the Mac 10 typically has quite a lot of missing paint on it. So I'm pretty impressed with this skin. I quite like this. I think this is definitely like a solid skin. And if I was running like a budget loadout, I would definitely be tempted to pick this one up. I think this is pretty cool. Not bad at all. Yeah, pretty good. The Mag 7 Foresight. Okay, well, the skin itself is kind of, I don't really understand what's going on. You have like a, what is that, an octopus or a squid or whatever on it. You just got like a sun in it, lose and win. It just seems like a lot of stuff going on. Additionally, the color scheme is like pretty dull and drab, which I don't necessarily mind, because I prefer darker and bleaker skins to the super bright ones. But it's also a Mag 7, so I mean, I'm just never going to use it. So for me, this is a pass. I don't necessarily think it's a terrible skin, but it's... I wouldn't look at this twice, you know? If I was desperate for a Mag 7 skin, I think there's just better ones in the game right now than this. So that's probably... it's probably a little bit of a skip from me. P2000 Lifted Spirits. See, I've noticed this in a lot of skins, man. Like, the whole tally thing is on so many skins. I feel like it's been done to death. Additionally, I can see that this is a fairly simplistic, like, idea. But if I'm going to use a P2000, there are so many skins, even at blue rarity, that I would pick over this one. There's some really nice, like, I think it's called the Imperial Dragon, is a super nice skin, and I think that's a purple. So it's a little bit more rare than this is, but you'll probably be able to get it for very cheap, or at least like reasonably priced, and it looks way, way better than this. So, I don't know, like, I kind of enjoy how basic it is, but at the same time, there's no way I'd ever use this skin. You know, even if I use the P2000, which I don't, I use the USP. So this would be a pass, but I don't think it's like completely trash. It's just, not that creative. It is a blue rarity though, so I will give it the benefit of the doubt in that respect. If this is a purple or above, then I'd be dumping on it pretty hard. Scar 20. Oh my goodness. Poltergeist. Oh my goodness, get straight in the bin. Straight in the bin. Sweet Jesus. Now I've got my textures turned down, so that could also be a reason why it looks this way. But first off, it's a Scar 20, so I just don't care. And secondly, I can't even imagine with good textures that this would look good. I feel like this is... Oh, this is actually like garbage tier for me. I don't even want to look at it anymore. A sawn-off spirit board. So this is supposed to be like a Ouija board, I guess. I mean, it's kind of a cool idea, right? I don't think there's anything really like it in the game right now, so as much as we hop on sort of repeated ideas, I have to give credit that it is a bit more creative. But it's on a sawn-off shotgun, so that's always going to be a bit of a mark against it, in my opinion. I never use a sawn-off. I think it looks alright, honestly. I like the engraved sort of look to it. But would I use it? Absolutely not. So I'm kind of like in a weird position. I think it's a good skin, though, and I like the creativity. If nothing else, it's a creative skin. So, it's pretty cool. Looks like a paper toy. Bizon Space Cat. Right, so first off, I actually really like the color scheme on this gun. You guys know I'm a sucker for purple, like purple skins. And I also love black and white. So there's actually a part of me that really likes this skin. But again, the problem is it's on the Bizon. If this is on like an AK or an M4 and it fit, I think I'd really like it. It's creative. Again, it's something different and unique. And for that, I've got to give it props. It also looks pretty clean. There's not much, like, missing paint on this. And they've incorporated, like, the holes in the gun as well as, like, eye sockets, kind of. Which is cool, kind of cool. It's like a neat idea. Plus, if you look at it this way, it does kind of look like a cat. You know, you got the tail over here and stuff. So I think this is, like, an actually decent skin. It's just for a Bizon. So who cares? So it would be a skip, but I like the idea a lot. It's creative. So far, I think this case is fine. People are telling me it's complete trash. The thing is, though, with cases, let's be honest, it can have decent blues and decent, like, purples, but it's really going to be made or broken on the reds and the pinks, you know? So... Wait, I missed the MP5? That's true, I did. My bad. Necro Jr. You know, I would say for a blue MP5, this is actually pretty decent. Although like, personally, I wouldn't use this. I think it's a bit messy. But for, like, a blue skin, it is pretty clean. And I know I just said messy and clean. I mean, the art structure is very messy, but, like, the lack of missing paint on this is definitely a plus. Because so many blues especially have tons of missing paint and they look really scrappy and kind of trash. Personally, I don't really, like, vibe with just how much is going on, and it just feels like loads of ideas just put onto a gun. But it does look pretty clean, so I could see some people liking this quite a bit. Again, though, I think it runs into the same issue that a few of the other skins in this case have, where there are just much better options available for these particular weapons. Like, the MP5 has probably 3 or 4 skins that jump to mind instantly that I think are far better than this. And also probably roughly around the same price. So, I don't think it's bad by any stretch, but it's not for me. Right, we got a G3 in here as well. Dream Glade. Now, I will say, the G3 SG1 is never going to get used by me, and therefore I don't care. But the G3 doesn't have a ton of super clean skins that don't have much missing paint. It normally has tons of scratches. It normally looks like super low textures, kind of like the other Auto Sniper skin that we saw before. What was it called? The Poltergeist. That's how, honestly, the G3 normally gets treated as well. And so for that regard, if you want to get a G3 skin, I could totally understand you picking this one up. I don't particularly love the color scheme myself, but I kind of like the idea of it, and it looks very, very clean on the gun. Like, I'm really having to nitpick here to see any missing paint on this gun. So that's definitely a positive towards it, in my opinion. But I'm just never using this gun, so I'm never picking up a skin for it. It's really that simple. But for purple, it's not bad. It's not bad. Oh, we have an A1S in the purples. Okay. Night Terror. Huh. Okay, this is the first skin where I don't know how I feel about this. I'm kind of like down the middle. On the one hand, I like the sort of rusty look of the gun. It feels worn out. But in a good way. I like the face on the side of the weapon, but man, do I wish it didn't have any writing on it. If you just had the A1S with this face and none of this writing, none of this edgy shit on it, I feel like this weapon would be so much better. Like, 1,000,000 times better. But it's just like... It reminds me of the Neon Revolution AK or whatever it's called, where it just has tons of writing and shit on it that just puts me off it completely. And it's a super bright skin in that case, but like it just has a bunch of edgy stuff that just makes me cringe out a little bit. And it's the same with this. I honestly think if this had no writing on it, I would actually really, really like this skin a lot. Because also this writing detracts from the picture of the face, which I think is really well done. I actually like this skin a lot. I just wish it didn't have the writing. And then for me, this would be really, really solid, and I'd actually probably pick it up. Because I even like the color scheme on it. I'd say overall, issues aside, I think this is actually like the best skin in the case so far. And not just because it's the A1S, I actually think like the look of it's really good. So on this side, it has the full face, but on this side, it doesn't. Interesting, okay. I think it's good. I think it's a good skin. XM, Zombie Offensive. I mean, I just don't use the XM, but even then, I feel like it's a little bit too, it's just not for me. I don't think it's bad, it's just not for me. Like, I don't really like skins where there's tons of stuff going on. Loads of faces, loads of... It's just distracting to me. I don't really click that much with the general vibe of this skin whatsoever. So this would be a pass. Is it South Park? No. I think it's supposed to be, like, it's obviously like a cartoony sort of caricature of like a zombie apocalypse, but I don't know, there's too much going on. Especially on the barrel of the gun, like, there's just so much stuff happening. I don't know if it's random patterns, you know how some skins have random patterns with faces appearing in certain spots. Maybe that's one of the perks of this skin, like, if you find the right configuration, it could look better, but again, even if that were the case, it's on an XM, which I'm never really going to use, personally. Oh, we have a USP as well. Ticket to Hell. Huh. This is running into the exact same thing that I said about that in the, what was it? The Insomnia gun? What was it called? Night Terrors. This is kind of like the exact same issue I have with that. If this weapon was just these teeth and maybe like something else on the barrel of the gun, this would be like god tier for me. But there's so much writing and just so much stuff on it that it puts me off. I love the idea of not going like crazy with the color scheme and just like literally having black and white together. I think that's amazing. And also it's really smart because it makes it like the amount of wear and tear and missing paint you have on this pistol won't look anywhere near as bad. But there's just so much stuff on this, like it just puts me off. You could have like the teeth here, you could have the dead silence part, the please be quiet, but just like get rid of the rest of this stuff and it would look super clean to me, and I think it would look amazing. I think it's fine. It's a purple. It'll be fairly cheap in like a few months' time. And it's pretty clean as well, so I think it's pretty solid, but it could have been like upper echelons for me. Yeah, I think there's too much going on. Melodrama. Dual Berettas. Dualies are getting a lot more play now, so these aren't even like meme guns anymore. Beware of sleeping. So I think first off, it's really creative. First and foremost, very creative. And I do actually quite like them. It's very bright, so it probably wouldn't be for me. But having a look at it, I actually think this is pretty solid. And I could see a lot of people liking these skins a great deal. And actually, I can see these skins getting picked up a lot by people. I think they're actually better than solid. I think they're good guns. Like these are good skins for sure. Maybe a bit too bright for me personally, but I think they're actually pretty damn good. Nice. So far, I think this case has been pretty good. Honestly, people were telling me it was like complete trash. So far, I think this is fine. FAMAS rapid eye movement. Okay, so I'm gonna say something first, which might be a bit surprising. I absolutely love how this handle looks, how this grip looks. The laminated wood, for me, looks absolutely incredible. And I love this part of the gun. So, and I know it seems like such a small thing to notice, but like with the FAMAS, it typically looks so bad around the handle. I think this looks incredible. However, with that being said, I'm not really a big fan of the rest of the weapon. I do love purple as a color, but there's something about eyes that have always freaked me out, and I feel like playing with this FAMAS would just completely put me off. There's a lot of detail in this skin though, and I could see people really liking this a lot. I think objectively, it's an impressively made skin. It's just one of those cases where subjectively, it's not really for me. But I think some people would absolutely love this skin, and I couldn't really fault them for it. And the handle looks amazing to me. So does the barrel. And by the way, the FAMAS typically has so much wear and tear on it around this part of the gun. Like, so much. Even at factory new, go look at the pulse. Go look at some of the older skins especially. Even factory new, they look straight up cheeks. This looks impeccably clean. Like, there's literally very little missing paint on this gun as it stands. This looks impeccably clean, which for the FAMAS is really, really good. So that's definitely like a thumbs up in that regard. The craftsmanship, like the talent that's gone into this skin is very, very noticeable. It just isn't for me. MP7 Abyssal Apparition. Oh, mate. So this skin is messing with my eye something fierce. Around this part, it's like a 3D kind of effect. I will say, holy shit though, the detail on this skin looks incredible. Now, if that didn't give me like literally a headache looking at it, this would be like a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. I love the colors on it. I love how detailed it is. It looks super clean. I can't see any missing paint whatsoever on this. This is incredibly clean as a weapon, but mate, that's going to give me an eyesore, especially if it's like that in game. Like, that'll actually mess with me. I've never been good with like 3D or any of that stuff. It always messes with my eyes. So but holy shit, like, fair enough. That's a really well made skin. For me, that's a 10, but there's no way I could ever use it. So, well done whoever made this skin, but I can't use that. And the MP7's a weapon that's definitely viable. And it does have some decent-ish skins, but I think it's actually missing quite a lot of good skins. So that's definitely one that could be an option for some people. But yeah, my eyes would be bleeding after a while using that. Oh, we got an AK-47. Alright. Alright. Nightwish. Huh. So my first impression of this skin is I don't like it, but the more I look at it, it's kind of grown on me a little bit. So, oh, hold on. Oh, it's like a pinstripe. As you move it, it changes color. You see that? How it's turning like purple pink? Oh shit. So that's like a pinstripe. As you inspect it or it hits certain light, it's going to look different in game. Unless this is just bugging for me, but I think that's the case. Yeah, it's like pink there, then you move it around and it turns blue. And then it's back to pink again. That could look pretty badass in game. Now, the thing that holds it back for me is how bright it is. Again, I don't like super bright colors, and there is a lot going on in this skin. But at the same time, there actually isn't really that much like it in the game, which is always a positive and like a plus for me. And there's a lot of like detail on this. I like how this looks, like this wolf or whatever it is in the middle of the skin looks cool. Here's the issue though. If this was a purple or pink rarity, I'd actually be like, this is amazing. It's red. So that means this is going to be very, very expensive, especially for the first like 6 months. This AK is going to be outrageously expensive, and so I can't really like fully get behind it for that reason. I do like the whole pinstripe element of it though. That's really cool. Whatever, not pinstripe, like print stream, not pinstripe. Pinstripe's a different kind of AK. That's like the emerald pinstripe. Print screen is what I mean. Where you different angles give you a different look to it, and it changes the colors. That's really cool. I like that. But because it's red, I can't really fully get behind this. If I got lucky in a case, I would be very happy to use this gun. But I'm not going to go out of my way to pick it up. And honestly, I've got like the plain black AK. I can't remember what it's called now. And that is, for me, just pretty damn god tier. So I don't see any reason I would switch from that one. I think it's called the Slate. Yeah, it is the Slate one off. Yeah, the Slate, I think it's really good. Because of how basic it is. I like basic skins. I like a lot of basic skins. And finally, the MP9 Starlight Protector. Oh god. Oh god. Bronies everywhere rejoicing. Now, I think if we're looking artistically, okay, if we're separating what the material is and what the art style is, honestly, very impressive artwork on this skin. Very impressive. And I try and like judge it not just off the basis of what I like, but also trying to be like objective with it. I think there's a lot of time and effort that's gone into this skin, and it does look good in that respect. But from my perspective, there's no way I'd ever use this gun. And with it being red, this is going to cost an arm and a leg. There are quite a lot of very good MP9 skins in the game. I'm actually someone that really enjoys using MP9 and the Mac 10. Often I'll stick with them probably for too long. But I wouldn't use this skin personally. But at the same time, I can separate myself from it and be like, holy shit, this is a pretty good looking skin. In terms of the artwork and the artistic skill that's gone into this one. So whoever made this, well done. It just isn't for me. Now, are there new knives with this case, or is it just the same ones? The Riptide ones? Okay. Okay, got you. Now, I do have a key. So we're going to open this. And we'll see what we get. You know what? I'll take it. It obviously could have been a whole lot better, but I'll take it. I think that's a fine skin. It's a fine skin. So overall, having a look at this case, I think for me, it's actually, like, some people were telling me that it is the worst case in the game by far. Like, people were actually telling me that. Like, it's the worst case, it's complete trash, you're gonna hate it, you're gonna hate the whole case. For me, personally, I thought that was an okay case. I thought that was probably slightly above average. Yeah, sure, there was some misses, and certainly skins that I'm not interested in personally, but I think there's a lot of cases out there that would be below the Dreams and Nightmares case. I'd probably give this like a 6 out of 10, personally. The highlights were the A4, sorry, the A1S, I should say, the M4 A1S. And what was the other one I liked? I thought the MP7's good, although it would have given me eye strain. The USP was nearly amazing. And then a lot of the blue skins were like, at least like serviceable. They weren't too bad. So for me, I think it's all right. Definitely not one of the better cases, but certainly not a complete dud either. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, whenever the next case is released. Peace, guys.